What is up? Welcome in to the Early Edge. I am your host, Allan Bell. We have a fantastic show lined up for you this Saturday. And I'll tell you what, before we get to today's picks, let's take a look at how we did on Friday here. And a lot of X's. Look, led by me. I'll start there. I went 1-3. Braves almost get there. We get to 4 runs. We had a chance. Dude, Acuna in the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Runners on, couldn't get there, but we did have Mike Trout come through. Spector, good look on Hunter Brown over 5.5 strikeouts. Our man Chip Patterson coming through with the round 2 3 ball there. Snyder coming through with that one, and the Astros. I forgot to check it there. That's my fault. And EC 1 out of 3 as well. But you know what? Enough of that. Let's bring in the stars of the show. That's what you guys want to see. That's who you guys want to hear from. And look at my dogs here. So first up, Amags, welcome in. Good morning. Hit us with, we believe that you have cooked up something with you, Spector, and Buckets. So run us back through what that is, and then hit us with the pick. What you got?
Yeah. So good morning, AB, first and foremost, and happy Memorial Day weekend, or hope you guys have some good time with your families and whatnot. We kind of just threw this together because Buckets, being who he is, he didn't realize that the word matinee from Wednesday was matinee. He thought it was manatee. So he said to me on Twitter, like, hey, I thought it said manatee. I was trying to figure it out. I read it over a few times. So we were laughing about that. And then Spector jumped in. So we got together. We decided that because he thought that, we were going to do a Save the Manatees parlay here today. I don't know if you want me to give it right now. I can jump into it, but I at least want to.
Let it rip. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I gotta bring the name up because, of course, Buckets, right? He's all these different French names and whatnot. So it's all right. So Spector gave us Jimmy Butler 25 plus points on the alt point line for tonight. What he said to me was that Butler said that he guaranteed a win, I think, and he was like, if that happens, he has to play big. So he liked that play. Secondly, this is how you say it, I think, Marseille. I hope I got that right, but it's Marseille, right? That is going to be Marseille team total over 1.5 in their game today. I believe it goes off at 3:00. So make sure you get to that one. There you go. I was gonna say I didn't know exactly how to spell it, but Marseille over 1.5, and then we're going late night. I will say I wanted to throw Astros money line in here. I saw some of you already talking about it. It's not on the board. There's no starting pitcher right now for Oakland out there. So I would have liked to back Valdez here and throw that into the parlay, but we pivoted a little bit, went to the latest game of the night out west, and we've got Edward Cabrera and Shohei Ohtani. Both of them have been crushing the 5 or more strikeout line. Ohtani only missed it in one start that was shortened by rain, and he even had 3 strikeouts there. And then on the other side, I like the matchup for Edward Cabrera against this LA lineup here tonight. I'm going to play him straight over the K prop as well, but I will say at 5 or more, he hasn't missed this line since April 12th. And the only other 2 times he missed it were, his first 2 starts of the year. So he's been crushing that line as well, 5 or more strikeouts. And then that gives you plus 146 on DraftKings. Hopefully we can hit this one and we'll donate some money to a worthy organization that helps preserve manatee wildlife.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. First off, it's fun that you guys collaborated together. Second off, we are making fun of Buckets, possibly not knowing what manatees are, right? But at least not understanding matinee manatees. And then number 3, you guys, donating the money. That's cool, man. That's legit. Now, real quick, me and you were talking before the show started. You were waiting on a specific game to get on the board here with the Astros, right? Break that down, man. Like, what are you waiting on? I understand that the pitching matchup has this thing off the board right now, but this is something you're looking to play today, right?
I would like to play this today, and if we could get anywhere near plus money for Valdez to record a win, I would like to attack that. If we saw his outs prop, where that would line up, or even his strikeout prop, we could look maybe to both of those as well. But to record a win is what I was hoping to get. And then, like I said, in the parlay, I wanted to just throw the money line in there because I like that. If you saw yesterday, we had, I think it was Snipers on yesterday, but that Astros, right? So the -1.5 for the Astros, just, Oakland against Caprillion, that was a good spot for them. He burned me last time in his last start against them. So back-to-back starts, just didn't think he could hold them down. Now, if the offense got a little bit rolling yesterday, hopefully they can continue that today. I haven't looked too deep into, honestly, who's going to be the starting pitcher. I'm sure we could try to find out some options they've given us. But, I know the Astros haven't been amazing with their bats recently. I think this is definitely one of the series they kind of get it going.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, if you're ever going to get right, this is the team to do it against. You know what I mean? So, yeah, 100% feel you on that one. What I also feel, everyone, is taking a quick break and hearing from one of our partners. And we are back. All right. Now, best part about watching live, you don't have to sit through the commercials. So there you go. Nice little hit on that one. Okay, now I'm going to go, and then Propstarz, I'm going to let you have the Maestro spot per usual, because we got kind of a big game tonight, but I've got 3 plays here. All right, so I want you guys' opinions. First, going right back to the well, Braves team total over 4. Now, I understand pitching matchup is a little bit better on the Philly side with Zach Wheeler going today, but we get it. Nice even number here, -130. Amags, what are your thoughts?
All right, so first off, I do like that play. I love going Braves, and if you can get 4 instead of 4.5 here, I like that. So you're going to push at the 4th run, right? And I don't know if you saw, but they did just say in the chat that Astros game popped up on DraftKings right now. So
nice. Okay. Of course.
Funny.
Right. Like I know.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to get to that with a
we'll go after that in a minute. But I do like that at 4 instead of 4.5. Just that little piece of info there. I mean, that 4th run is going to either push at worst, right? So you're really you're sitting there at 3 most times, and you're a little sweaty instead of knowing you need to get a 5th run.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll tell you this, going to go back to the same. Austin Riley, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Look, we didn't hit it last night, even though Riley had a hit like to start the game right there in the first inning, and then had, 3 more at-bats, didn't get there. But I do believe that he is going to do it today. It's generally not something that he misses time after time after time again. So we're going to roll with Riley. We've been doing it for, I think this is 3 straight days. You look at his history, man, like he's fared well, right? Like I like Riley in the spot for sure. Especially, you might want to look at Acuna too. He went 0 for 5 last night. That's generally something you never see out of him. And whenever he has a rough night, he usually bounces back. But I think his hits, runs, and RBIs was set at 2.5. In a game where runs could be a little bit at a premium. We're going to keep it there with Riley. And then the last one here. I put together a college baseball money line parlay today. So, one, understand you're taking a shot here because we're in conference championship mode here, and we're getting down to the semifinals of those, right? So, just understand we're doing this for some fun here. I mean, I like both of these teams to win. Wake Forest, #1 team in the country, going up against Miami today. Miami can be up and down. They can play really well. They can also not. So, we're going to roll with Wake Forest here. They are one of the most consistent teams in college baseball, and then we're also going to play Arkansas here on the money line against Texas A&M. A&M not as good of a squad as Miami here, and yeah, man, like they could get you with some pitching here, they could shut you down, but I mean they've been playing, just not consistent, right? Like in Arkansas, I feel is waiting for an opportunity to explode. Kind of the same thing on the other side. We've got Florida and Vanderbilt playing. Did not want to pick that game. Those are 2 really good teams playing good baseball right now. That one was way more of a coin flip situation. So we're going to go Wake Forest money line, Arkansas money line, parlay those 2 together. That is +170. If you want to play them, by themselves, it's around -155 for both. So you can certainly do it, but I'm going to throw them together +170. All right. So props. Get out of your way, my boy. What do you got?
Fired up. Game 6, AB. It feels like Game 7, however. Heat's backs are against the wall. It's not often that you have these 3-0 deficits. Suddenly, Game 6 being a home game. Typically, it's the other way around where Game 7 is a home game for the team that's up 3-0. So this really feels like a do-or-die situation for Miami. If they're forced to go back to Boston Game 7, could be trouble for them. Jimmy Butler coming off of his worst performance in these playoffs, just took 10 shots, 5 of 10 from the field. He said it, Eric Spoelstra said it, all of Butler's teammates have said it. He needs to do a lot more offensively. The Heat have really struggled scoring the last 2 games, both being losses, obviously, failing to eclipse 100 points in both games. That's why I love Jimmy Butler over 28.5 points. I really think he's going to just have to shoulder a big offensive load. Gabe Vincent likely not playing. If he is, he's going to be less than 100%. Just the Heat just really struggling for offense across the board. So I just think Butler is going to have to really carry the load. If we look back, even though, again, this isn't technically an elimination game, it feels like an elimination game. His 2 previous elimination games, which both came against Boston last year, he went for 35 and 47. I really think we're going to see him attempt 25 plus shots today. If he doesn't, there's a serious, serious problem. So give me Jimmy Butler over 28.5. And then on the other side, we're going to fade Jason Tatum. Not his points, but his rebounds and assists, under 16.5 combined rebounds and assists. This is a gargantuan line for Jason Tatum. He averaged just under 13 rebounds and assists in the regular season. That number's up to 15 in the postseason, but he's been held under in 12 of 18 postseason games. That's 66%, 75% of his regular season games. This number is inflated because he's been handling the ball a lot more. But if you look at his assist metrics, the Celtics are running really, really hot on his passes, basically shooting at a really high percentage where they are due for some serious regression. I also think with Malcolm Brogdon nursing an injury, Boston's going to have to go to a much bigger lineup. We're going to see more Grant Williams. We're going to see more Robert Williams, Time Lord. We're going to see more Al Horford. As a result, that's going to potentially limit Tatum's rebounding abilities as well. And there's just due for some regression across the board if you look at the other Celtics and their rebounding output in this series. Guys like Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, even Derek White have all been rebounding less than their regular season averages. So just a big number, easy to fade. And he's just due for some serious regression. So give me Jason Tatum under 16.5 combined rebounds and assists.
Dude, we haven't heard Time Lord in a while. I missed that, man. We got it back.
One of the best nicknames in NBA, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, let me read the recap real quick and then hang tight. I want to talk about a couple things, one being that game, and then 2, let's take a look at the top 5s across Major League Baseball today. But with the recap here, we've got Amags, Save the Manatees parlay, plus 146. Got Jimmy Butler, 25 plus points. Marseille team total, Marseille team total over 1.5 goals. Edward Cabrera over 4.5 strikeouts. Shohei Ohtani over 4.5 strikeouts. Propstarz is on Jimmy Butler over 28.5 points and Jason Tatum under 16.5 rebounds and assists. That comes in at minus 115. Allan Bell am on the Braves team total over 4 at minus 130. Austin Riley over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 115. And then a college baseball money line parlay today comes out at plus 170. Wake Forest money line and Arkansas money line. Wake Forest is playing Miami. Arkansas playing Texas A&M. Okay, now first off, all right, you guys have had success, and our man Trent Wade has had massive success in NASCAR. So he's got a couple plays here, all right, for this weekend. What you guys' thoughts? Let me read the couple that we have, all right, and then you guys both tell me, because you're both NASCAR aficionados, as am I. Not really at all, but this is what we've got, okay? All right, Coca-Cola 600, top 10 finish, all right? You got Kevin Harvick at minus 150, all right? Brad Keselowski at plus 115. All right, those both are top 10 finishes. All right, and then a head-to-head. All right, Kyle Larson minus 136 over William Byron at plus 100. So Propstarz, which one do you like?
Gotta go with our guy, Mr. Harvick, to finish top 10.
There we go. Hey, Max, where you at?
I think you said we had Brad Keselowski to finish top 10 there.
Yep.
I like that name. That's a nice, long name. So I'll take him there.
Folks, you can't get analysis like that anywhere.
That is great analysis right there.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. All right. Second off, all right, props. So we do have game 6 tonight, okay? And I feel like this is basically game 7 for Miami. They do not want to go back to Boston for an actual game 7, right? We've got a spread, Heat plus 3, total 210.5. Now, I'm not asking you to make a pick on either the spread or the total, but I mean, what are your thoughts here, man? Can Boston do it again? Can they string together a third straight win? Like, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, momentum certainly appears to be in Boston's favor, obviously winning 2 consecutive games. I couldn't agree more how pivotal this game is for Miami. If Boston is to win, losing 3 consecutive games, heading back to Boston, you're going to see a really deflated Miami team. I think that's a big reason why Jimmy Butler guaranteed a victory in Game 6, almost to take the pressure somewhat off of his role players, the complementary players on Miami. He knows he can handle it. Just to basically make sure his guys are up for this game. Going home, this is something they've been circling. I think they've kind of realized this is where their best chance to finish off Boston is going to be. I just think we're going to need to see a spectacular performance from Jimmy Butler. Every time I've doubted the Heat in this postseason, he's proven me wrong. The team's proven me wrong. It does seem like Boston just has a little bit too much momentum, a little bit too much scoring. When they're shooting threes, they're a really tough team to beat. But what happens is when you live and die by the three-pointer, you're just prone to inconsistency. So if we see Miami basically hold them to under 38% from behind the arc, Miami's going to have a really good chance to win. It's hard to imagine Boston shooting over 45% or 42% for 4 consecutive games, which they'd obviously have to do if they're going to complete this historic comeback. So I do lean towards the Heat today. Obviously, I think Jimmy Butler's going to have a big performance, but yeah, going to be an amazing game. Can't wait to see it, AB. Where are you leaning?
Yeah, like we were talking about it on HQ last night, right? And look, I went with the Heat with the spread +3 because, and this isn't going to be the most sharp analysis ever. You're going to have to prove it to me, right? If you're going to give me the Heat at a do or die, essentially, at home, +3, I would kick myself if I didn't bet it and the Heat handle business, right? Like, it's just how I look at it, man. And also, Jimmy Butler, first quarter over 8.5 points. I know that is a lot for him. He generally goes to halftime with roughly 9 points. That's what he's done in like 8 straight games. But the same thing that you're saying, like Butler knows, this is him. This is on you. This is on you. You have to start. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Career-defining game. This is what his legacy is ultimately going to be. Obviously, we know how great of a player he is. We know how good he is in the postseason. He elevates his play like very few players in the history of the league have done, especially recently. But ultimately, he's going to measure his success by how many championships he's won. This appears to be their best chance to at least appear in the finals. He knows that basically it all comes down to this game. So I couldn't agree more. I just definitely think that Jimmy Butler, they're not going to lose with him taking 10 shots again, or however many 10 shots, I believe it was in Game 5. He's going to at least shoot 25 times, and if they're going to live and die, it's going to be, by his sword. So I love that spot. I definitely think he's going to have to come out very aggressive, looking for his shot. Miami really doesn't have any other offensive playmakers who can create offense off the dribble. He's really the only guy. When we see Bam Adebayo do that, Boston's been able to he's had 10 turnovers the past 2 games. He's really struggling creating offense. So I really do think this ultimately comes down to how well Jimmy Butler performs.
Yeah, I do too. And especially coming off of a Game 5 to where Miami started so slow. I mean, it was just out of the gate. That game was already over. Like, I think you're going to get, like you said, the complete opposite approach. I'm not saying it's going to be successful. Might not, but
they're not getting blown out.
Yeah, like you're going to get, like, I'll tell you what, I wish that I could bet Jimmy Butler over X amount of free throws. I think that he's going to go to the rack and he's going to try to get fat, like everything. Like, I think it's going to be a Jimmy Butler game. 1,000% agree with you on that one. All right, let's bring up the top 10 or top 5, I'm sorry, for Major League Baseball today. Let me see if I can get this on the screen here where it's readable. All right, so today we've got top 5 in home runs: Pete Alonso, Salvador Perez, Aaron Judge, Patrick Wisdom, and Mike Trout. Stolen bases: Starling Marte, Bobby Witt, Ronald Acuna, Whit Merrifield, and Corbin Carroll. Strikeouts: Shohei Ohtani are at the top. Zach Wheeler, yeah, I know that I've got the Braves going up against him. Tyler Glasnow, Clayton Kershaw, and your boy Framber Valdez. So I'm going to leave this up here on the screen. I'll make us little here on the side. Max, throw it to you, man. When you look at that, the top 5 of those 3 categories for today, what sticks out? Anything you like? Anything that, just sticks out to you?
So I'm looking here. The first thing that sticks out is right off the bat, just Tyler Glasnow is back healthy and making his first start of the year. That's exciting for the Rays. They definitely could use some starting pitching. Valdez, I see that he's projected for 6.5. The line is 6.5. So I think if you were going to play his number, you probably want to play strikeouts at 5+ and the money line, or 6+ in the money line, maybe. Not sure that I would attack the strikeouts straight there.
Yeah. I'm looking at, home runs, right? Look, Guzzle says it best. I kind of feel the same way. Judge seems to. He does. Also, like Pete Alonso, he hits a bomb, 2 days ago. Yesterday, comes out of the game, comes into the game, is immediately walked. Excuse me, walked. Not a big one. Like, I hate looking at it that way, but I do feel that Alonso, like, if he gets a hold of one on that launch pad out there in Colorado, right? Like, I mean, we're going. You know what I mean? So I kind of look there. Mike Trout again. We hit him on the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs yesterday. I feel that he's feeling like, I mean, he's at the plate hitting the Angels, but which, by the way, like. The Angels are they're the most funny team, man. Like
they are, man.
It's crazy. Like that meme about we just saw Trout and Ohtani do something that hasn't been done since 1917. And it's like the Angels lost 5-2. Like it's crazy with them. But yeah, man. No doubt.
AB, real quick, if I could just say, that Astros money line did come out. It opened up, and if you wanted to run the Manatee parlay with the Astros money line that's now open instead of the 2 pitcher strikeouts that I gave you, you could do that for very similar odds. It's plus 132 on DraftKings. So what I'll say is I probably would still run it either way. I like those strikeouts there in that final game of the night. They also get CV Buckner behind the plate. I think both lineups definitely have a lot of opportunity to strike out. So that's where I would just say about that. And I did see they put up Valdez minus, I think it was minus 135 or so to record a win. I would play that. I think he absolutely goes deep enough. Yeah, I think he absolutely goes deep enough tonight. So it's just a matter of scoring runs. And it looks like it's going to be Hogan Harris for the A's. He's a lefty from AAA. Actually hasn't performed too poorly, but has given up some runs. So just that quick glance, that's what I said.
No, I love it. No, I'm glad that you did. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we get out of here, boys? Props, Mags, anything you got?
No, I think that sounds like a good game for props. That I'm gonna watch that. That does sound like a career-defining moment. I'd like to watch if someone could do that, right? So that should be exciting. And I'm about to head out to the Yankee game. So
nice, dude. Nice. Real quick before we get out of here, Dan Clark, dude. 100%. I was saying this 10 minutes ago. I agree, dude. Kuda 0 for 5 yesterday. 3 of his 8 hits versus Wheeler home runs. I think I'm gonna take a Kuda homer today. Thoughts? Like
I like it.
It's hard to bet a home run, but total bases is always a good play for Acuna.
On that note,
yeah, go ahead. What up?
But right before I go, I did have one. I would take Wander Franco again to steal a base if he gets on. He's running. Those odds are, I think, still over plus 200. And Brandon Nimmo to record a triple. 3 triples in the last 2 games playing out in Colorado. Stadium yields the second most triples. So I will. I'll run him on a triple, a little sprinkle plus 700.
Yeah, nice. Props. Anything you got?
Nothing on MLB. However, I will be having a daily article Monday through Fridays with all of my model projections starting very soon.
Nice. There we go. Look, anytime we get more props, I am 100% in on that one. And everybody, let me say really quickly, as we approach Memorial Day weekend and the holiday, we understand that it's a somber holiday, and we want to say for everyone here at the Early Edge, anyone that has put their life on the line for us, for our country, we are so very thankful. Not only for you giving the ultimate sacrifice, but your families as well, because we understand that you serve that with them, right? And it is very, very important that we take the moment to acknowledge, pay respects, and remember. And I want to make sure that we absolutely do that here. So on behalf of everyone, thank you. There's no words that can be said, for all of that, but thank you so much. And we unbelievably appreciate you, your families, and everyone involved in that process. All right, we will be live Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern normal time. But you know what? Until then, let's have some fun tonight. Get some good bets here. Everybody have a great weekend. Let's hit these bets, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.